We the bing bong bunch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Boo Podcast, aka Write Off. I'm your host Lachlan, joined as always by my co-host Mason.
I'm Mason.
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I got my Dare Vanilla Latte. Maybe I'll blur that out so it's like, if they want to get a sponsor, they can pay us.
It's becoming a staple of this show. It's going to be one of those
I guess
every week.
so, yeah. What's in your coffee?
Coffee and milk?
Interesting.
Milk and coffee.
Milk and coffee, that's great. Now,
It's relatable, hey.
It's super relatable. I mean, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee.
Oof.
Now, I wanted to ask, the stickers on your laptop, I've been looking at my laptop, it's fucking boring looking. Are they Redbubble, or is that like just a mix of different things? Are some of them Japan?
None of them are Redbubble. Some are just online. One was a gift, and three of them are from a website called Death Saves, which is like
okay.
Dungeons and Dragons merchandise.
Because, my favourite ones are the One Piece ones, and I've got my fingers crossed whatever artist did some characters that I will not be able to front with.
I swear to God, you can just Google, like, sticker packs, or, like, bomb sticker packs, and they just, like, there's different styles of, like, 50 to 100 stickers for, like, $4.
Oh, yeah.
It's all from China.
You know what I love? When you go to, what's that shop called? Like, the Reject Shop, and they have, like, the trans molders or whatever, and it's, like, just a bunch of fake Transformers.
Oh, yeah.
Or, like,
the fucking, the knockoff Pokemon that just look like shit.
Yeah.
They look like they've mutated.
I will say, like, now that we're on knockoff Pokemon, do you remember the little... what was that card that you'd put in your DS? The action replay.
R4 card thing.
Not R4, the action replay card, which had, like, cheats and shit on it.
Right.
It had a bunch of art on it, and it was all fake Pokemon, but some of them looked sick. Like, it was just a reinterpretation of Groudon as a lizard. Looked awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of great fan art for Pokemon out there.
a
Because
lot of-
also, like, I haven't been playing the past few games of it, but it just looks like the designs are, like, so... They're just slowly morphing to more and more simple anime style.
It's a shame, because
shit.
the good designs that are coming out at the moment are great, but there's a lot of kind of arse ones, whereas a lot of fan-made ones, they do seem to be kind of better.
Well, I think just the sheer volume of fan-made ones
that's
out
fair.
there, it's just bound to be some good
But
ones.
you can even look at the old ones, and you can see the art style shift, because they used to have those
time.
Toriyama eyes, like, you know, the Dragon Ball Z triangle sort of eyes?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that sort of thing. But now it's all wide-eyed and cute, which is sometimes fine, but sometimes it's just off-putting.
Yeah. No, that's
Anyway,
it.
thanks for watching, guys. This is a podcast about creative writing.
Yeah, and
where
Pokemon.
where we write stories and we compete to see whose is the most epic.
Did you check who won round 2?
I did, and it was you.
Woo!
Yeah, and you checked as well, and that's why
did
you
check.
asked me, didn't
Yeah.
you? Yeah, you
Yeah.
feel that. So, bing. Now, when I made the thing last week, it said 1 out of 3, so now it says 2 out of 3. Do you win?
Yeah, it was best
We
of 3.
decided that?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Well done. Applause sound effect coming in now.
We love a good
Yeah, I'm
clapping.
That'd be funny.
Good job.
yeah, well
Just a
done.
guy in the crowd clapping.
I've got a good idea for my punishment for Mason.
Do you want to say it here now?
No, of course
No?
not.
Okay.
I want it to be. I don't even like. You're not even going to know what it is. That's the brilliant of it. That's a brilliant idea of it.
Oh. Okay,
But no,
cool.
you will. Like, you're making it, but you're not.
Yeah,
gonna,
no, that's. I was like, how am I going to make this without knowing what it is?
I've got
Okay.
it. Hopefully.
But I'm excited. You're, clearly you have a creative mind. I mean, you've won 2 stories. I'm not bitter. Anyway, I liked my second story. That's okay. Thanks for
Yeah, your
voting,
second
guys.
story, I thought I was going to win.
Yeah,
But,
and, I'm not going to take this as a slight against me. I'm going to take it as all my loyal sheep voters are being lazy. All my sock puppet accounts, I guess they stopped working for some reason. Whatever. But anyway, go and watch. If you're watching this now, watch the episode before, because those stories still need to be voted on.
Yeah, but that best of 3 is already happening.
Yeah, that's true. But, still.
Yeah, I could get a
chuck
clean
me
sweep.
bone.
No.
Yeah, I don't want no
Give
clean
me a clean
sweep.
sweep.
Here. Nah, we're going to leave a few specks of dirt on the ground. No clean
Give me that
sweep here.
DEFCON 1.
DEFCON 1. That is really good. I really did enjoy that. Okay, should we just get into the stories, my man?
Yep.
Hell yeah. Now,
Okay.
so, just tell us what the prompts were, and do you have a name for this one? Because I have a name for this one.
Yeah, I've got a
now.
name. Yeah,
Hell
my story this week My character is a short but thick secret agent on a distant planet, and old people turn evil at the age of 75. The world has to find a way to deal with it. That's my story this week, and it's titled A Requiem for the Elderly.
That's cool. That's cool.
Okay. So,
Okay.
You failed. Oh my, how you failed. You did, however, put on a tremendous show. Nothing surer. The people of the ring cities won't soon forget what you did. But at least you tried. Lord knows you did. Perhaps harder than any of the oldies had ever done. Oh? Perhaps you've forgotten what you did. Dying tends to cloud one's memory, especially those created in the later years of life, leading up to death's eternal embrace. Would you like to remember? I'm sure you'll say, "Oh my, what a story indeed. Did I truly do all that?" And why, yes. Yes, you did. But I digress. My rambling does nothing but waste these few tender moments we share before you dissolve into the cosmos. So, relish in this final fleeting moment of consciousness as I fill your mind with your last bitter failure. You are Doris, an oldie, 77 years old to be exact. The past 2 years you've been living on the surface of planet Bartali, cast out from the ring a day before your 75th birthday. You knew it was coming. Everybody does when it's their time, but somehow that just makes it worse. By the time your birthday had come and gone, the anxiety and fear had too. Your frail old bones felt strong again. Something had changed. Why had I feared this change for so long? You'd thought to yourself in the moment. I've never felt freer or more invigorated in my pathetic life. That's the sad reality of your people. Living in fear of what they'll become, they never stop to enjoy what they are in their earlier years. But you were enjoying life from that moment on. The feeling of pure evil flowing through your stunted, wrinkled old body. You'd found a settlement a few days after arriving on the surface. The oldies had welcomed you with open arms into the order, and from then on there was no going back to your young life. But there was going back to the ring. And here you are, in the ensuite of a dingy hotel room in one of the less desirable areas of Adol City, centre of the ring. You're completely naked, staring at the reflection of your bloated old body, all cut and bruised. You haphazardly wrap a few of the cuts with torn strips of curtain. They'll do as bandages well enough. Stuff my loose skin packed with fucking chemicals, put me in a box filled with rocks and shoot me into space. What a brilliantly stupid fucking idea. If I ever see that cunt Marvin again, I'll peel his nose off with a kitchen knife. It's a fair enough sentiment. The ride from the surface of Bartali back to the ring had not been a pleasant experience. But still, you had to give it to Marvin. Hiding in a mineral shipment had been the perfect way to sneak into the city. You gathered it had been a poor season for the asteroid harvest. No other reason why the young would brave Bartali for minerals. You put your clean clothes on. Pretty decent imitations of the central uniform. Spares that had been stored inside the skin of your left buttocks. Now emptied, your rear end looks like 2 balloons, one of which is sagged towards the ground, deflated. You consider for a moment to fill it, so as to not look suspicious. You decide it's ultimately unnecessary, considering the plan. Marvin's plan. Send the only oldie to have ever worked at Central Life Support to break back into the ring with the most ingenious bioweapon the Order has ever made. That's rather simply put, but it's the way he had summed it up. You feel along the lengths of your forearms, making sure nothing has moved underneath the skin, satisfied that everything is in place. On your way out the door, you stick one of your razor blades against the light switch, a tip for the maid. Maybe that joyless, depressed woman might feel something. I mean, for Ollie's sake, how hard is it to smile at a guest? Miserable bitch. You slam the door shut. You're walking through the streets of the upper district of Adol City, straight to Central Life Support. Being back on the ring after only 2 years, you can't help but internally revel at the marvellous creation, and what it'll soon become. Planet Bartali is no place for human life anymore. Surface settlements that the oldies now occupy are but a memory of the great cities they had once been. Still, the council sends the oldies there to maintain them in case the ring fails. Bunch of pricks. But the ring can't fail. It's humanity's only hope of surviving. Staying in orbit of Bartali to be able to mine the planet for resources, but away from its harsh environment. The enormous series of interconnected cities floating in space like a chain around the planet is so beautiful in their construction that even the overpowering evil in you can't bring itself to destroy them. No. They have to be repurposed. You avoid the main admission checkpoints outside life support, making your way around to the lesser used one that sits on the long stretch between the towering cone structure of comms and the long curved pyramid that makes up Adol's ringport. As you approach, you see 2 officers stationed at the checkpoint, and not a lot else going on around you. One of the officers, slender man, stupid mustache, and breath that smells like a dog's breakfast, asks your name and pulls a small pistol-like device from his belt. "It's Bertha," you respond. "Alright, Bertha. Haven't seen you come through this checkpoint before. Just need to check your age, ship and ID."
"Now why do you have to do that? Wouldn't you rather fuck off and leave me alone? That sounds like the proper thing to do, I think."
"What did you just..." You grab the officer by the throat, feeling the pores on your hand open, shooting dozens of small pieces of metal through the flesh in a second. Turning to the other man, before he realizes quite what has happened, you let the steel barrel burst from the skin on your other arm, firing off a single beam of light that leaves a hole through the man's head right between his eyes. Hot damn, how sweet it is. This was the part of the plan you had looked forward to. Pure delight. As the men's bodies topple over, you look around the area. How unlucky. A young woman, probably in her 30s.
"Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean for anyone else to get caught up in this mess. You can forget what you saw here, can't you?"
She nods, obviously still in shock from your masterful killing display. How naive.
"Do I look like an idiot to you? A silly old cunt that would believe that you won't say anything based on that convincing nod? Well, I must, otherwise you wouldn't have done that. I will say it's not very nice to think someone is an idiot or a cunt, but you think I'm both. So..."
More bliss overwhelms you as a laser pierces the woman's heart, erupting in laughter as you turn to enter central life support. This part is a little hazy, even for me as I try to recall it for you. Needless to say, what you did in there can only be described as, well, a massacre. You do, however, towards the end of your bloodlust, as you enter the main filtration hub, come across an old acquaintance. Gil. If that young woman outside had thought you were an idiot and a cunt, you thought Gil was the retarded offspring of 2 idiot cunts. The look on his face when he realized who you were underneath your overstuffed form was priceless. "I don't believe it. Doris, you're supposed to be on the surface. How is this happening? What are you doing here?" You let the Order's crowning achievement in weapons tech unfurl from your arms. A set of mechanized limbs of swirling blades slice through the air as you lean over Gil.
"You wouldn't believe it, would you, Gil? Always the stupidest person in the room. Too stupid to see 2 centimeters past your ugly pig nose. I do love to break it to you, though. I'm not on the surface. I got out, and now I'm here to solve your biggest problem."
"What do you mean? What's going on?" You use the swirling blades to cut Gil's hands and feet free from his body, cauterizing the wound in a moment with the heat plate in your left hand. The sounds of his screams are the best thing you've heard all day. As he lays there, barely able to remain conscious through the pain, you walk over to the purification center and begin to work away on the console. A few quick moments, and it's almost all set. You tear the skin apart on your lower abdomen as you try to find the cap to the container that is now your body. "What are you doing? Stop it! Whatever it is, just stop it!" Pathetic, as if he wasn't already enough of a groveling worm.
"As I said, I'm here to solve your biggest problem. Everyone's biggest problem. I'm sure you feel it. The dread, the anxiety of knowing what you'll become. What I am now. The 75 years I lived up until that moment, I felt it too. But now I know it's nothing to be afraid of. The evil makes us stronger and happier than we ever were."
You feel your fingers brush the lid of the cap inside your stomach. You yank it off and begin to connect your insides to the purification center.
"The oldies we send down there, they don't just kill each other like we think they do. Sure, some of the stupider ones do, but there's so much the Order accomplishes with the ones that don't. For example, imagine, if you can, what life could be like if not only oldies of their 75th year or more were evil. What if we all were? What could be accomplished?"
"Don't tell me."
"Fine, Gil, if you insist, I won't. You spray metal shrapnel out of your free hand and end the idiot's existence. How annoying he was right up until his end. What a waste of a life. You feel the purification system begin to draw upon the chemicals stored inside you, pumping them out to the masses, all across the center ring. You feel your body slowly empty, your form starting to sag into an unnatural, hideous clump of loose skin. The plan is complete. One by one, the people of the ring will slowly inhale the chemical weapon as it makes its way through the life support vents, corrupting their DNA, bringing forth the evil at all ages. As you pull your body free from the purification center, a large spray of the chemical spurts back out towards you before it can be sucked through the vents. You feel the shift in your mind, so sudden, so intense, like re-entry to the atmosphere. You realize that you're back. You're in control. Not the Doris you just were, but the young Doris. The fraction of your awareness that had become a slave to the evil, unable to break free. The part of you that has sat in a cell in the back of your mind for the past 2 years, unable to stop yourself from performing atrocities, like what you've just done. Everyone. The whole ring, evil. All I could do was watch. You fall to the ground, your body feeling less than human. The chemical must have reversed the effect of the evil gene, turning those younger than the age of 75 into monsters, and leaving you, well, a shell of your former self, a broken soul. I tried. I never stopped trying. It was all too much. It's true. You did try. That part of you locked away in your own body, struggling so hard to overcome the evil for the past 2 years. But the urges were too powerful. There was nothing you could do but remain a witness to your own enslavement. You feel your body slowly failing on you, the modifications the order made now seeming too much for you to carry. As you lay on the floor of the main filtration hub, inhaling your last few breaths, you can see through the glass panels outside into Adol City. It started. The chaos. Those young people have turned, possessed by the evil. You see an explosion go off inside comms, the cone structure beginning to shatter. I failed. And that's it. End of the show. Thanks for playing, all that stuff. Your life is over. You failed. That's the last thing you ever thought. I suppose I can see why you thought that. You tried so hard for 2 years to regain control of your own mind, to break free from the evil, but you didn't. You failed. And how badly you did. Letting yourself corrupt the entire population. Creating a race of pure evil. If there's any consolation, it's this. You're about to stop existing.
It's really cool. It was really cool. I think at like a little less than halfway in, I realized like I liked a lot how you were sort of narrating it, I guess, having someone tell this person about their death, because it's almost like, use the word you a lot, so the audience can put themselves in that character's shoes. Mm-hmm. Really cool. Also, your descriptions of the violence is really fun. And this old curmudgeon character is really great. Like, really fun. Really funny old woman that's just, like... It was very deep as well. There was a lot of lore packed in there. Like, oh my god. Like, I'll be honest and say that not all of it is retained at this point. Like, you really, like, dived into this world and explained so much around it. It was awesome. I think it's just too early for me. I know that makes me sound so stupid, but I really did enjoy it. And the way it ends, like, just that's such a miserable ending. Holy shit! Like, oh my god! But I like that like a lot.
Thanks. It was funny writing this one. Just how different stories can be from these prompts. Because like I did a bunch of like just like brainstorming ideas, and obviously you think secret agent, and the prompt is like people are turning evil. You want to stop them. My natural inclination was to go with someone breaking in, like someone sort of attempting to prevent people from turning evil. But just, divergent thinking. Think of a bunch of ideas and then ultimately found like, okay, what if the agent is actually an evil oldie?
Yeah, no, I like that you took the prompts and you, like, I know this word is used a lot, you subverted my expectations, to be honest with you. And that's really cool because there was a part of me that, like, a bit through the way, I was like, is this following the prompts? And obviously it was, but that's the thing. We can just use them how we see fit.
That's it.
You know? Very well done. Like, very, very, very well done. I really liked, like all these little side characters all felt like they had character. Like the guard having that sort of English accent and the THs being Fs and shit. Like, just little things like that I always find really nice.
Cool.
Makes it feel a lot more real. Yeah, really fucking cool, man.
Thanks, man.
No worries. So, guys, that's Pock Story. What was it called again?
A Requiem for the Elderly.
That's brilliant. All right, I'm just going to check the timer thing. We got 7 minutes left before the camera maybe busts out. I could probably get my story done within that time, I think. It's pretty short.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just say what my prompts are, and then I'm going to get to it. So we got an alcoholic devil/demon in a coffee shop. Australia's taken over the whole world. All countries are now Australia. And there are sexy vampires involved because of the wheel of... we don't have a name.
Yeah, we don't have a name for it, man.
The wheel,
I know.
because of the wheel.
Because of the wheel.
And I've called this story Devillish Disclosure.
Cool. All right, man. Take it
Shall I
away.
begin? As I walked into the coffee shop, I felt the cold, undead gaze of everyone else in the room immediately focus on me. Something about my red skin rubbed them the wrong way, I guess. At this point, it didn't matter. I was already absolutely blasted and wasn't going to let any vampire give me shit today, no matter how sexy they are. I head up to the counter. "G'day, mate. You guys serve eggs here?" I said in my best Australian accent. Despite my drunken stupor, I knew it'd be unwise to speak in my usual dialect in public. Since Australia took over the world, I've been getting good at faking my Aussie accent, especially when drunk. It's easier that way. If you wanted to avoid detainment, you picked it up incredibly quickly. Anyway, the guy at the counter gave me a look over. I had a feeling he knew exactly what I was going to say, and likely wanted me to just get it out of the way. He sighed. "How do you like your eggs, mate?" I felt a large grin pop right around my face. "Deviled." I began laughing as the server rolled his eyes, and I felt the heat of a hot coffee hit the back of my head. I somehow turned even more red. I turned around to see who had done it, but couldn't pick him out. Stupid racist sexy vampires. I turned back to the server. No way he'd rat out a customer. "Mate, what do you actually want today?" I thought for a minute and felt the flask in my pocket. Figured an espresso martini would go down well at this point. "Espresso, thanks, mate!" The guy started up the coffee machine and effortlessly made me my drink. And when I say effortlessly, I mean it. This was an incredibly average coffee job. Zero effort. I didn't really give a shit though. I was here to make a statement, I think. Something about devil hate? I couldn't remember at this point. I looked around and found an empty table, took a seat and gave the coffee a sip. Tasted pretty much how it looked, but that wouldn't be an issue when I added my secret ingredient. I sneakily pulled my flask out. In the mug, stirred a bit and voila, espresso martini. I spun my head around expecting some looks, whether they be looks of hate or faces of those impressed by my skills. No one was looking my way. Far be it from a sexy vampire to even lay their eyes on a devil like myself. I thought now that we were all under the Australian flag, this treatment would have ended. But I guess the world isn't that black and white. I drank my freshly made espresso martini and felt its warm courageousness fuel me. I was prepared for anything today, and I could feel the chills running through the building. These vampires feared me. I was brave to step in here and order my drink like that, and not even a rogue coffee thrower could distract me. It was weird that my clothes weren't stained though. My skin wasn't even burned. Whatever, I guess the alcohol just numbed any pain I should be feeling. The martini wasn't enough to numb my ears, however. As I put the mug down, the next track on this jukebox started playing. It was fucking Vampire Weekend. I felt incredibly disrespected at this point. Looking over at the jukebox, I saw a few sexy vampires lounging about, but again, could not tell who had committed the hate crime. Was it the one with the beautiful eyes, those that gaze deeply and cut through your soul like an ice-cold icicle? Or was it the one with the skin pale as the moon, so moon-like I could feel him pulling me in with his gravitational gorgeousness? Stupid racist sexy vampires. The coffee shop server approached my table, picking my flask up from the floor. Fuck. I'm such an idiot. I hadn't even realised I dropped it. So I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I stood up and faced him, ready for my moment. My moment to show these vampires that I was more than a devil, and that just because we're different doesn't mean I should be treated any lesser. What? You're gonna kick me out because I'm a devil? Nothing more than hate. before he could respond and I could unleash my speech on race relations between devil and vampire, another sexy vampire customer stood up. Oi, mate! We don't hate you because you're a devil. There's a devil sitting next to me, you idiot. We hate you because you're a drunk asshole that comes here every day, smashed out of your mind to tell a shitty joke and act like you're making some sort of societal change. Get some fucking help, mate. I looked around the room and, yeah, he was right. I had a problem. And that's what brings me here today. Thank you. The end.
Oh, dude. That's so silly. It's so silly.
Yeah, that's.
I love it though.
That's fair. That's
Dude,
fair.
when he's describing the vampires by the jukebox, and just like
That was my favorite part.
did you say stupid, racist, sexy vampires?
I did. I said it twice.
So good, so good. He's just such a conflicted man. He's like, they're so sexy, but fuck them.
Yeah, exactly right. But like, I had a few ideas for this story, and they were all too too big. So I sort of had to just narrow it down to
No,
this.
but it's good. So he's like basically just recounting his AA, like a story.
Exactly
AA.
right, and I'm
Yeah.
glad that because I'll tell you what, I wrote the story and I read over the story and I was like, huh. And initially it ended with he was right. And I was like, this is an AA speech now.
No, that's
Just-
good.
it
It
felt-
it adds a bit more, just closure, context to that
Devilish
story.
disclosure.
Yeah, true.
So he's disclosing why he's there.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Dude, you read so fast.
Yeah, I sort of
It was
felt
good
that
for-
was the way the character would be
Yeah.
sort of saying it.
But also, he's drunk.
No, but he's telling the story.
Oh, he's telling the story,
you know?
yeah, true.
But no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think,
It was good for some moments, though. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, it felt right, because I could feel myself going a bit fast, but it felt like this guy's getting amped up. You know,
Yeah.
he's telling his story.
Yeah, he was getting amped up. Definitely was.
But no, I know what you mean by that. Normally, yeah. Yeah, that's my story. Short and sweet.
Do you have any idea if you hadn't spun for sexy vampires, what you would have done? Probably not. I mean, I don't know if you have.
An alcoholic devil in a coffee. Honestly, the difference would have been, it probably would have been a normal coffee shop with humans, and people would have been shocked by a devil coming in, and maybe like someone would have tried to make a deal with him or some shit like that. I don't know. But because there's vampires, I figured this is like some sort of fantasy kind of world where there are vampires, devils, demons, maybe werewolves and shit.
Yeah, everything's there.
I also had another ending planned where he was going to pull the curtains and kill all the vampires, but I was like, this is stupid. This is too comical.
What, like Kingsman? That scene in Kingsman where he shuts the door and beats the shit out of everyone?
No.
Except
Because the sunlight would just burn.
yeah, okay. I think
I
he
know
was
what
pulling the
you-
curtain shut.
Well, when they're all in the church, is that the
No,
thing you're
when
thinking
they're
of?
in like the bar and he's like manners maketh the man, and he locks the door and then.
Yeah,
beats
this would be the
shit.
opposite. It'd be him just pulling the curtains and them all just burning up. But I'm like, oh, that's a real hate crime. I don't know what message that sends. But yeah, thank you.
But yeah, I liked the explanation that one of the vampires gave about the perceived racism that he was experiencing.
Do you want to quickly check the camera?
Yeah, we'll cut.
Yeah, so, the whole thing, he's sort of seeing things differently because he's drunk.
Yeah.
The hot coffee in the back of his neck was just a warm chill he got from being drunk.
Okay.
Not warm chill, warm feeling. Sometimes you get that, and that's why none of his clothes were fucking stained or anything. And I feel like I could have been a bit more clear about that. That's something that, is easily lost in the story.
It is a little bit, yeah.
But that was my intention. It just wasn't really shown very clearly. Don't you just love when your camera stops recording sometimes?
Yeah,
anyway,
classic.
Thanks for enjoying my story.
It was
Appreciate
good.
it.
It was good. It's so silly. Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of figured it's honestly all the other things I've pulled have been much more limiting than this one, and I think because this one was so open ended, it made it like the hardest one to write.
I sort of felt that a little bit with mine as well, because it was really the prompt. Obviously, there's a mission at play in terms of finding a way to deal with the evilness, but distant planet that like the world building that's possible there is completely open, and secret agent as well. When you think of that, there's just
pretty
like
open,
what's the organization they're
yeah.
from, what is their mission in relation to the evilness, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, especially compared to the more constricting ones. There's a lot more you could have done.
Yeah, because I think of like your Defcon 1 that's very limited in sort of what you can do in a way. In a way, because like you think of like you said, Secret Agent or Devil in Coffee Shop. That's like then you just go from there. And the whole Australia, making all the countries Australia, that doesn't really limit you that much either. In the same way that Distant Planet.
Dude, I'm getting some anxiety because you have a coffee on your laptop right now, and it's open.
It's open, yeah. It's just like chilling.
Having an open container of liquid on a fucking laptop, that's like a recipe.
I've never
for
spilt
disaster.
anything on a laptop before, and now that I've
Jesus.
said that, guess what's going to happen in like 20 minutes? Yeah. Shall we do some questions? Shall we do some trivia? Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you vote in the comments below.
Yeah.
Whose story you thought was better, or you can go to Instagram and vote there. Hell yeah. Tell your friends to watch this. Just skip to the stories. Ignore our talking in between. We are interesting people, though, I like to think. Maybe they'll love it. Maybe they'll love us talking about dementia. That was last week. Don't laugh like that's just out of nowhere.
No, I know. I'm just laughing because I almost forgot about it.
Yeah, no, that was like a 12
How to
minute
fight
bracket.
dementia at age 23. My God.
I'm surprised dementia didn't come up in your story after all that, but no, that's
Yeah, true. There was a bit of memory loss, but
there was. Yes, that's
okay.
true.
Okay. This is our trivia segment where we decided we have to spin the wheel or not. You already know what's up. Okay, Mason.
Last week I spun the wheel. That was pretty funny. It's crazy. Go. Let's hear it.
Your question this week:
God.
in what year was the original Crash Team Racing released? Bonus points if you get the month.
1999. Oh fuck! Wait. Yeah, okay, 1999, and I believe it was released. The month is. I've already guessed the year, so the month is just a little bit of extra. Like,
You got the year right.
Okay. Oh fuck yeah! I think it was March.
Nah, it's October.
Ah, you'd think I'd remember.
I
that
thought
'cause
you
of
might.
my,
I thought you
my
might.
crashtism.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, 1999, cool, yeah, fucking greatest
Were you
game of all
confident with
time.
that?
I was pretty confident because 96 was Crash 1, and I know that each of the games took about 9 months to make.
Yeah, right.
More or less, so then 2, 3, CTR.
Okay. Because I was going to ask Crash 1, but I was like, he probably definitely knows that one. CTR, he might not.
Yeah, no, I was bouncing between 99 and 2001, so, like, yeah. But, Crash Team Racing, greatest game of all time. The new remake, and go play it, but, fuck Activision for all the dog shit that's happening. Anyway, I'm gonna give Puck his question. Also gaming related, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, in the video game Super Smash Bros. Melee,
Oh, well, here we go.
how do you unlock Mr. Game & Watch? There are 3 different methods, and if you can list one of them... Oh, there are 2 different methods, sorry. If you can list one of them, you win.
Oh, shit, man. For the record,
Actually, there's like 4 different methods.
like, when I was... Dude, I must have been like... I was in primary school when me and my brother unlocked all the characters in that game. So I've done it. I've done this.
Okay, so I like knowing that because it makes me feel less bad.
But there's so many abstract ways to unlock characters in that game.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna drive me insane. So this is gonna be a stab in the dark guess, man. I'm gonna guess Game and Watch. There's a total number of wins that I think you get to, and I think it's in the high hundreds. I'm gonna guess. Oh, yeah, that was Wolf. I'm gonna guess 800 wins.
The answer is 1,000 versus matches. You don't even have to win them. Yeah, and I don't know if Wolf is in Melee.
Maybe he's not. I don't know.
But I also would have accepted Target Test Adventure Mode Classic Mode being beaten with all the other characters.
Yeah, I was not gonna get that.
Yeah, no,
answer. 1,000 versus.
So yeah, you play 1,000 versus matches.
Yeah.
Ding ding ding. There's
That's
the little 2D boy.
See, this is the thing. Like, I was in the realm of guessing that. Like, I was like, it's a high number of. I
It's
thought
a
it
high
was
number
wins.
of something. Yeah. Okay, so my
Yeah.
good friend, would you like to spin the wheel? Yes. That's 3 yeses. And Daniel Bryan. For those WWE fans watching, you'll get that stupid reference.
Okay.
Can you see what that is? Should we pull it back?
Oh, it's sexy vampires
Are
again.
you kidding? Alright, I'm fine with that.
You're fine with that?
Yeah, I mean, the wheel is decided,
Ah!
I don't think you're gonna like that. Oh, that's so funny. If I could all right, so we're doubling down on the sexy vampires. This is Twilight New Dawn coming up. That's
I kind of would like anything but that, just for
variety.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Next week, let's make our questions really hard so that we maybe both have to finish.
Okay, this is the thing, right? If you spin something on there, you can't get it again. So now that we've both done sexy vampires, if we spin the wheel again and it
get
lands on
sexy
sexy,
vampires?
we don't have to do it.
Nah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
cool. That's
once
a good
you've
rule
got-
to decide now.
Yeah, once you've already landed on one of the handicaps, you can't get it a second
Yeah,
time.
that's fine with that. Fine with that.
Cool. All right.
Okay. Bro, every time you do that, it's just crazy cool. Magical.
Okay.
Anyway. Me? You. You or me?
Fuck, I
Can
forget.
we just paper, scissors, rock?
Yeah.
Alright, first of one. This is great podcast content.
Yeah.
Just silent paper, scissors, rock. Okay, so I'll start with my adjective.
Let's hear.
It is here. Oh my goodness.
Come on,
Silly
brother, man.
Mason. Bro, I've done this like 3 times now. Alright, so we're going to have a charming... Well, I could definitely write about a charming character. I'll just self-insert here. A charming... What's this gonna say? Total self-insert. A charming Marvel fanboy. That's the most impossible character to write for. Holy fucking moly. Charming Marvel fanboy.
I mean, that's just like a paradox, isn't it?
It is a paradox.
Jesus.
It's going to be an... Alright, and he is in a landmine-ridden war zone. This guy sucks. Imagine being in, like, the trenches and this guy's like... Isn't it crazy how in, like, Iron Man 3 he's going through PTSD, like, the whole film? We're in that right now.
Hey, look, I think you've done your research in these characters.
Okay, that's true. Okay, this is an interesting one. Music is extinct. A select few Tomb Raiders are the only ones who have a chance of bringing it back. That all works pretty well. Yeah, I could already... Yeah, I like this. I think that's going to be a fun one to tell.
That's crazy. I remember writing that music thing, but then just like I'd forgotten
about it because I don't think I read any of
No, I
yours
don't think
before we put them in.
read yours. That's crazy.
All
Cool.
right,
All
good
right.
fun.
So I've got.
Wait. Iced coffee in my lungs. Go.
Oh, how fun is that, everyone? Jeez. Short-tempered.
Short temper.
Lawyer.
Okay.
Short-tempered lawyer. On a farm run by animals. Oh, and
The big one.
the protagonist's family is in danger of being killed unless they journey to work for the one holding them hostage.
And they're sexy vampires. That's crazy. That's crazy.
They just get more and more absurd.
They
don't
really
they?
do. That's really fucking funny. That's really funny. I think you can have a good time workshopping a few ideas for that.
Yeah, the idea part will be fun, but the actual writing of the story,
my
who
goodness.
knows, man.
That's so funny. Well, we got very different stories coming up. That's always nice.
Yeah.
We'll see how we go over the
Yeah,
next
shit,
2 weeks.
shit hot, man.
Shit
That's
hot indeed.
Crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
Um,
Holy crap. We're going to write stories. No, we're not ending with that. No, sorry.
oh, Samson.
How do we end this normally?
I don't know. We could talk about some other kind of debilitating illness.
Nah.
No.
We won't do that. Alright, what's the worst writing tip you could give to someone? Like, someone watching this right now, what's the worst thing you could say? Like, think of a tip that... Think of something you would tell someone not to do, but tell them to do it.
Okay. What you want to do when you're writing is the first idea that comes to your head, just write it down and that's your story. And every word you put into the story, don't take a single word out. And if you spell it wrong, just leave it in there. Just leave every single word. There's no pencils, there's no
edits,
erasers,
no
no edits.
no
Yeah.
rereads.
It's the most authentic, of what you're thinking about.
You know what, I will say, like, ending it with that part, saying it's the most authentic story you could tell, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's accurate. Alright, you heard it here first. That's gonna be our first in our anti-tips list.
What's your
How about
tip?
that? My tip is never have any female characters.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, Bechdel test? Psh, more like lame story test that has women in it. Am I right, guys? Oh, this is the anti-tips, by the way. No, this is gonna get cut out of context. Mine's way worse than yours.
So
Thanks for
good.
watching, guys. Hell yeah, we love our fans. Woo! That's how we end it.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Write Off Podcast, hosted by Lachlan and Mason. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you're listening on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else, leave a nice review and follow us. It really helps out. Follow us on Instagram at Write Off Podcast, and feel free to email us as well at writeoffpodcast@gmail.com. Trust me, it's the right thing to do.